Om Shanti. Let's take few moments in silence and remember Baba. Let's listen to Baba's version in today's Avyakt versions. Baba is giving us practical examples, and this Murli is full of dharnas. The essence of the Murli is putting an end to waste and wait. Original date of the Murli is 10th of January 1979. Today, Bab Dada was especially pleased to see the deep love of the children. He was seeing how the children have become like moths and come to the flame. All of you moths have the one special desire to have a meeting. This is why Bab Dada also has to come into the corporal gathering to celebrate a meeting. By seeing the speed of efforts of each one, Bab Dada knows that each one of you is moving along according to your capacity with the thought of reaching your destination. Each one of you is moving along according to your capacity with the thought of reaching your destination. The thought you have is the same. Your destination is the same. Your guide is the same. The Srimad you receive is the same. So, how do you become number wise? Let's reflect on this again. The thought you have is the same. What is the thought? To meet the Paramatma, the Supreme Soul, to go to Paramdham and then come to the Golden Age. That's our destination too. Our guide is the same. The Srimad you receive is the same. So, then how do you become number wise? It is an easy path in your present form. You are cooperative, and so why is there a difference in your speed? There are a couple of inquiry questions that Baba is putting us to deep dive in why there is a difference, why there is a number-wise state in each soul. It is an easy path in your present form. You are cooperative. And so, why is there a difference in your speed? In the rosary of 16,000, one of you is the first bead and another is the last bead. The period of time for making effort is the same for both. Who both? The first bead and the last bead. The period of time for making effort is the same. That's the Sangam Yug, the confluence age. The place where the last one and the first one studies is the same. Your teacher is the same. The teachings you receive are the same. It isn't that the first one receives special tuition. Yet, why is there so much difference? What is the reason for this? Then Baba further says and speaks about the titles that he is given to we Brahmin children. says, your titles of the conference age are great. Whether you are the first one or the last one, your titles are, and while Baba is speaking about these titles, let's visualize and experience ourselves in these titles. He says, your titles are Master Almighty Authority, Master Knowledgeful, Trikaldarshi, Master Janan Janihar, knower of all secrets. And so, why is someone last? You belong to the same Brahmin family. You belong to the same dynasty of Brahma. Your duty of becoming a world benefactor is the same. And yet, why is there so much difference? The inheritance that each of you receives from the unlimited Father is also unlimited. Everyone has an equal right to liberation and liberation in life, and yet, why is there so much difference? What is the reason for this? Further on in the Murli, Baba is explaining the reasons for these differences. So first he got into the inquiry of why there is a difference, with giving us a lot of intoxication as to each one of us are getting the same sustenance, the same teaching, and yet there is a difference. And now he brings across the fact as to why there is a difference. On looking at the efforts of all the children, Bap Dada saw two main reasons for the difference. Firstly, you lose everything because you waste it. Secondly, there is surplus weight. Nowadays, it is believed that the cause of physical illness is being overweight, and that the way to cure illness is to lose weight. Similarly, the difference in the speed of efforts of the first one and the last one is based on their weight. Similarly, the difference in the speed of efforts of the first one and the last one is based on their weight. Just as an illness develops automatically in someone who is physically overweight, and all of us know today, obesity is one of the biggest health concern. Obesity leads to high blood pressure, anxiety, and a lot of other illness. Just as an illness develops automatically in someone who is physically overweight, so too a soul that is heavy automatically develops spiritual illness. Just as the cause of physical illness is eating things that are rotten, so here too your intellect consumes things that have gone rotten. That is, things of the past which you should not be thinking about or consuming. To imbibe the weaknesses and defects of other souls is also known as consuming rotten things. You like anything fried, it tempts you a great deal. You even eat, you even eat against your conscious wish. However, the more tempting it is, the more damage it causes. Similarly, here, The thing that attracts you the most is listening to and sharing wasteful things with one another. The form may be of having a spiritual heart to heart conversation or a spiritual exchange, but it results in the vision of dislike for one another. You think that it is entertainment, but it causes sorrow in the minds of many. So, although the external form may be very attractive, it results in making others fall. You put on weight when your intellect consumes such things. Just as you are unable to run or climb when you are physically overweight, so you are also unable to intensify your efforts. You are unable to experience your ascending stage at every step. An overweight person is not always able to go where he wants. Firstly, overweight people have to stop every moment so often as they move along, and secondly, they have to take the support of others. In the same way, you become tired of making effort, that is, you become influenced by obstacles and unable to overcome them. As well as this, you move along by relying on another soul to support you. All souls have received the support of the one Father, but you move along here by relying on another soul to support you. Then, if you do not receive a little support or cooperation from other souls, you become unable to continue. Again and again, you would say that you can only move along if you receive cooperation, that you can only move forward if someone gives you the chance or if someone helps you. Because you yourself are heavy, you want to lighten your burden by taking support from someone else. This is why Babdada is also telling you to lose weight. In order to lose physical weight, what you have to do? You have to exercise. So, here too, you have to exercise the soul. That is, you have to practice yoga. And while we read the remaining part of the Murli, let's be in this intoxication of how to exercise the soul and how to practice yoga. One moment, be a karma yogi, a corporal actor on the stage of the corporal world, playing your part. The next moment, be a subtle angel, a resident of the subtle region, and experience the Avyakt form. The next moment, become incorporeal and experience the incorporeal world. The next moment, be a resident of your kingdom of heaven and experience your deity form. By exercising your intellect in this way, you will always stay light. All your heaviness will disappear. By exercising your intellect in this way, you will always stay light. all your heaviness will disappear. The speed of your efforts will become fast. You will not need to take any support. You will constantly experience the Father's support. That is, you will experience yourself to be under the canopy of protection. Instead of just running, you will be able to take a high jump. So, the first way is to exercise yourself, and the second way is to be careful with your diet. You have to be careful not to let your intellect consume anything impure. Baba told you earlier not to consume anything rotten or fried. Secondly, do not waste anything. Why do you waste things? When you do not use something that is valuable according to its value, that is called wasting it. We will reread this statement and go to the depth of this statement that Baba has made. When you do not use something that is valuable according to its value, that is called wasting it. You have received the treasure of this time of the confluence age from the Father. 1 second of the confluence age is worth multi-millions. If you do not use every second for the self or others as though it is worth multi-millions, then you are wasting those seconds. That is, you are not accumulating them in your account according to their value. Within the drama, it is only at the confluence age that you receive the blessings of earning multi-millions at every second. If you do not use this blessing by accumulating for yourself and donating to others, then that too is called wasting it. Do not think that you did not commit any sin or that you did not make any mistake, because not to take the benefit of this time is also to waste it. If you do not attain anything for yourself or enable others to attain anything from the blessings that you have been given, then that too is a waste. In the same way, thoughts are a treasure, knowledge is a treasure, and by surrendering your money to God, one new paisa becomes as valuable as a jewel. If you do not use all these treasures to benefit yourself or the service, then that too would be wasteful. Let every second be for self benefit and world benefit. Are you using all the treasures the Father has given you for the purpose for which He has given them to you? Many children say, I have not done anything good or bad. So, in which account would that accumulate? Not to give something its value is also called wasting it. Through this, your speed of efforts does not get faster, and because of that, you become number wise. So, here is the answer to the questions that Baba was putting across to us as to why we become number wise. So, do you now understand the reason why you become number wise? Wait and waste. weight, and waste. These are the two reasons for which we become number wise. Now finish both these things and you will come in the first division. Otherwise, those who are overweight will have to wait. Instead of coming in the first kingdom, you will have to come in the second kingdom. Would you prefer to wait or would you like to take a seat? Now, what are you going to do? Become double light. Acha. To those who remain constantly light as angels, to those who remain constantly light as angels, to those who use all the treasures to benefit herself and others, to those who use all the treasures to benefit herself and others, to those who have adapted an easy yogi life by constantly experiencing the Father's support, to those who have adapted an easy yogi life by constantly experiencing the Father's support, to the intense effort making children, to the intense effort making children, Bapdada's love, remembrance, and namaste. From us children, love, remembrance, and namaste to Bapdada. We shall read the remaining part of the Murli tomorrow. For now, let's take a pause for a few moments and then come back to share our takeaways from today's Murli. Om Shanti. You can unmute and share the takeaways or what touched you from today's Murli.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So, a very wonderful Murli. So, Baba says, exercise the soul. So, just the way we do physical exercise in order to remain healthy, to lose the weight. So, similarly, Baba says, exercise the soul. So, Baba says, be a karma yogi, corporeal actor, and then, the next moment, be a subtle angel, and then the next moment becoming corporeal, experiencing corporeal world. Next moment be a king, resident of heaven, experience that you are a deity. So this exercise, you're doing this exercise is going to keep your intellect stay light. Okay, all heaviness will disappear, Baba says. So this is the takeaway for me. So that I'm just going to practice this just to come out of all the burden or not to have any heaviness inside. So just the physical exercise help us. Similarly, the mental exercise help us remain light physical exercise also help us remaining light in terms of physical weight, but here it's a mental weight. So thank you, Baba. Thank you.
Yes, Ajit, I personally also liked this particular analogy where Baba has actually spoken about how to take care of losing physical weight and how to take care of losing mental weight at the soul level. And I felt that this Murli was actually talking to me because at present I am facing the challenge of working on my physical weight. Of course, mental weight gets worked on, especially when we start our Amrit Vela with. And as a practice for me, while I do Amrit Vela, Path Swaroop's study, in the sense moving into all the 5 forms, is the first exercise that I practice. And today Baba spoke about bringing these two aspects together. I think as I felt the Murli was talking to me as to how do I manage my physical weight and my mental weight both. So that's my takeaway from the Murli as well. Also, Usha Ben has mentioned being double light, become double light is the takeaway for her. Would request each one of us present here to share one point. That's the takeaway from today's Murli for you.
Om Shanti. So Baba today mentioned that don't think that you have done no sin like that. Even if you don't use anything properly, that's that the time also very valuable at present. So you may be lacking something. So we have to use what are all the treasures we have in a proper way. So then only we can have that difference number wise we can remove from that. We all are achieving the same sustenance, same stream, everything. But even though Baba is wondering why this number wise, and he's also telling we have to use, even though we don't do any sin, we have to focus. How can we use the treasures in a worthwhile way? Om Shanti, sister.
Yes, sister. And in fact, he ingrained today that if you think you haven't done any sin, then he gave a deeper insight there that if you're not using the things or the treasures that you have as per the value of the treasure, then that is also equivalent of doing sin. Yeah, that's also a powerful point of today's Murli. Thanks for sharing.
Om Shanti Rakiben.
Om Shanti.
Well, I remember when in our young days, we used to have these spiritual weight loss sections. And I don't know whether it was an art of living or what. There used to be a slogan, my body is not a garbage disposal, but it's a gift from God. So how do I really, I'll not allow the garbage to enter my body. And how do I glorify this gift which I have received from God? So I remember a few things which we had learned as you were talking about physical weight and mental weight. There always used to be that each one of us should have a self-belief that I can do it, I can. So this called for a process of control. And of course, even now, as we see, even in our PKs, there is the stock of the physical weight losing in the form of Sachin Bhai's class of intermittent fasting and all that we have listened to it. But I also remember the weight loss or wrong things enter my body because my circles of purity has become impure, which we used to call it as the spiritual connectors of the body, the chakras. So for this, we have to go on a spiritual journey of weight loss. And what a nice journey Baba has given, 2 Ws. weight, waste. And he has so very precisely said, you LOSC, you lose everything because you waste it. And then also he says there is surplus also. And the various ways he relates the physical weight with the physical illness and the mental illness. Like, they sometimes say in waste management, we talk about the 3 R's. So one of the things which always we were taught was of recycling the mind. It's the mind which has collected all this garbage. I have to recycle it. I have to recycle it. The illness in my body is because of the illness of the mind. There's a lot of garbage in the mind. And Baba rightly speaks, when I imbibe the defects of others, when I imbibe the weakness of others, even that is like, he has compared that to that fried things. When he speaks about rotten things or fried things, which really decomposes the body, he says that when you imbibe everyone's other weaknesses, that is also like eating things. So he's very nicely symptomized it, and then he gives only one word. Exercise, 2 words, exercise, diet. Exercise, of course, he gives us the drill which we have to do in the mind. So again, it's like going round and round the mind, going to the mind, doing all these exercises. And then he speaks about diet. The diet is pure thoughts, no rotten thoughts, no impure thoughts. And one word which he has said is giving value. I think this is a very high funda weight loss, which really we can put it up in the form of a recipe, and we can take para by para to see that I am light, because Baba always says, "Main hu na." Why you're carrying that burden on your head? Why you're carrying that tokri? Give it to me. It needs a lot of, I think, points to be picked up from each of this. But these were the key things which I could churn on. Om Shanti.
Very well summarized the whole Murli, Grijaben, as you mentioned. If we even take one words, valuing everything that we get, looking at waist and weight closely, looking at exercising. What I was getting while you were talking about it was, very commonly we say that our body is the temple where our soul resides. And if we get into that analogy, would we throw any waste inside the temple? So that very simple thing, an awareness of that my body is a temple for the soul to reside. Every moment gives us a choice. Instead of using the word control, I'll use the word choice to pick up what to put inside the body and be aware that I'm responsible to take care of my body and my mind. Thank you for sharing that in a very precise way. Thank you.
Actually, Rakhi Ben, you have put it in a positive way. When you said my body is a temple, it just said, we talk to our bodies. Whenever I get this knee pain and all, no, I just tell the organ about the stomach. See, you're just consuming everything, eating. And I talk into the tongue, you do all this. This poor knee is not able to hold and he cannot stand. And he's really wobbling and doing like that. Don't you think something you should do? Too much role you're playing, like this kind of talk. Something Dadi Janki you had mentioned about this. I remember, I'm not sure where. So talking even to my physical organs and all, and say controlling one, like controlling thought. Okay, like talking even to your body, each body, especially these knees and all, when they complain. I'm right down, I'm holding the leg, but see everything from the top, they just eat everything, consume, not knowing they're throwing everything on me. I used to like even that exercise.
Yeah, there is a method. I don't know whether it's not definitely not medical space, but there's a method where people say that while you are going through any kind of pain in any of your organs, speak to that organ and give that grace and compassion to that organ. And that also supports, of course, other things you need to manage, like medicines and food habits. But this too supports a lot. So, yeah, thanks for even sharing that. One point from each one of you. Ami Ben, Bhanu Bhai, Lata Ben, Kalpesh Bhai,
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Uh, Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you, Baba. And today's my takeaway that intellect exercise is very necessary. And this, like he said, that's that you waste and the weight and two, we have to lose control. When we these two are control, then everything is be under control. So thanks, Baba, and thanks, Divine Family. So this will increase the speed of efforts, and this definitely increase the speed of efforts to become number one. Mm, Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, brother. Om Shanti.
So, Om Shanti, sister. For us, it is okay. So we are understanding because of the waste and negative thoughts, the soul feel weight. But the person who is around us, if they are in some negative circumstances, full of negativity, and how can we help them in overcoming that? They are seeing everything as negative. Their mind is one person near me. He is full of toughness. He's crying. So even though I'm telling, he can't able to understand. So he's telling God is there is no God at all. So how far I am making effort, but for me only it is happening everything like that. He's not in a position to accept what I'm saying. So how can I help him to free from that?
Would anybody like to answer this question of the sister? Pajit Bhai, Girija Ben, would anybody like to answer this?
Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Yes, Kalpesh.
Yes, you can convert them negative into the positive by for your vibration. When you send a high vibration, it's definitely is going to change. It is our control. It is with us this power. All traces we have received, and we have to use every second. Baba has also said that every second you have to use for yourself and for others. When we make practice of that, of using the treasures, we have that. So definitely is going to change ourselves and the world. Whatever whom soul you want to change, you can change. It is it is in our hand because Baba has given this power, and already Baba is with us. So we use that power to change their thoughts, that attitude, our attitude, their attitude, everything. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba.
Just to add one word for this argument, see, we always think of only one thing, SQ, spiritual quotient, but we don't see there is IQ, and there is one most important thing, what I call it as EQ, emotional quotient. This is where, we never touch. We just, anything happens, we take out a point from a spiritual Bible and then we put it on and then we'll say, okay, magic should work. But even that has to work on the pulse of the person, on the emotion of the person. So I think this, we have to first understand the emotional diet of that person and your emotional diet and what is best. You cannot just trust things like that. Emotions differ. Even when people like us, when Baba gave things to us, he gave each soul different. What it was in the beginning
of the establishment and what it was now. Baba understood our emotions. So I think you should study. What I feel is EQ, emotional quotient, is how you have to answer. That is what we never understand, the feelings of others, the surroundings of what they are going through. We know everything. We are the best. We have control. So it should be no. We should study and try to bring about what I feel emotional quotient. Now, what is emotional quotient? I think that's a very, this one where today Baba has already given one emotional quotient about value. Valuing. Everyone has a value. Everyone is precious child of God. So one emotional. So I think we should be more EQ, emotionally quotient.
Yeah, adding on to what you just mentioned, Girijaben, Baba today also have mentioned that not to take any weakness or negatives of others. Okay? Be detached from that. And that's possible only when we have that compassion and grace and accepting the other person as a soul in her journey, on his own journey, and giving that, holding on that space for the person to change. One point that you mentioned was we immediately jump to the treasures that we have got from Baba, and we want that others also understand that treasure, which may not be the case because each soul is in the journey, and their situations and their circumstances are different. Very well articulated, Girijaben, on how to value in spiritual question. And only one thing which I get is have compassion for each one around us and stand and hold on that space for them to transform. Also, Bhanubai has mentioned here, do not let your intellect eat rotten things. So one way could be, sister, that you don't consume those weaknesses and thoughts and have this thought in your mind that how can I change. Just have those vibrations and those thoughts which will give power to the soul. Don't get consumed by the weaknesses and the circumstances of the other person. And that's one of the access that Baba has given today, not to consume anything which doesn't serve you or the other.
Rakhi Ben, if you see, somebody has just mentioned about sending a conscious wish at Amritvela. That is medicine. First, you have to identify what is wrong with that person. I just can't sit at Amritvela and send somebody something and it won't be received because first I have to, and Amritvela is the final solution. It is later when you have identified what is it, and then you want to help, as you said, compassionate, then that helps. That's what I'm saying. We should turn to spiritual late, but understand that person like Baba has understood me. I have to understand him in the
I get that.
So,
Maybe that's something which has worked for Pramila Ben. So each person would have their own perspective as to how they manage it. But to identify also, Girija Ben, that's something which you and me will never be able to identify because we are not living that world. We can only stand in compassion and be with a person to transform or support the person. But I personally feel, it's all my perception, that I will never be able to 100% understand what Kirijaben is going through or what Amiben is going through. I can just be there with the person. That's absolutely my perception.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Sanjay Bhai.
Actually, what I feel that if you can have the vision like Baba, Drishti like Baba, Vritti like Baba, Kriti like Baba, that what is required. Because our Drishti, Vritti, Kriti has been spoiled. As because we have been in body consciousness for long time. And we have got the grace now that we are in Purushottam Sangam Yuga, in the presence of Almighty God. We are being guided. So we have just to have our Drishti, Vritti and Kriti like the Almighty, the Supreme Authority. If we can have like that, That's what Baba wants. Because only and only if we have that type of vision, that type of drishti, vritti, and kriti, then only the Sanskriti will change. As Baba considers everybody as same. Baba never sees what sin he has done, what wrong he is having. He's seeing as a soul and as a complete personality after the complete Purusharth. Baba is seeing the complete man, complete soul, inculcated with all the values, all the divine values, and a complete entity as like Sola Kala Sampurna, Sampurna Nirvikari, Maryada, Purushottam, Ahimsa, Paramo Dharma. We should not see anybody with deformities, with negativities. We have to see it as Baba sees everybody. Function.
Sister, does that answers your question?
Okay, thank you, sister. Thank you, sister. Thank you,
Yes.
sister.
Welcome, welcome. Girija Ben, you would ask something here. Can you read that?
No, I said it's really great. I'm telling you, if a soul could really, I could get up and I could nicely send wishes to all universal. It's it is such a, it's like a free channel flowing. It's something very nice. But still, if I can try, as you rightly very said, it's not possible for us to be Jani, Jananar for all souls, right? But if I really want to help a soul, help in the way, at least a little way of what Baba would do, I would try at least with Baba's help to see, okay, what can I do? A trial can be there. You are right there. We cannot really understand everything of everyone. Then I think the Supreme Soul would not be needed. We all would become our own Brahmasmi. But I think one should try, because that's what is happening nowadays, Raki Ben. We don't understand people's emotion. When a person gets angry or when a person is this, we just say, oh, he's a devilish soul. He's not this soul. We just throw aside the soul. But you don't know what the soul is really going through mentally, physically, and all. So if we come out of the spiritual seat which we are sitting and we become a human being and try to understand, maybe, because that's what I try in my thing, at least to understand 1%, 2%. That was what I was sharing.
I get that. However, I guess Baba has given us tools to do that. Why the person is angry, I may not be able to get an access to 100% of the person's story, because that will always come as a filter to us. But Baba has told us that when you see the other person as a soul, and when you know that the person is angry, then there's something that the person is dealing with at that point of time. Just show compassion. If somebody is angry, don't get into this conversation that, as you mentioned, that person is not good. Don't get into those kind of conversations. So I guess there are simple tools and techniques for us to manage at that point of time. We can look at understanding, but what the point that I was putting across is knowing a person or understanding the person 100% is something which is expecting too much from our own selves, because we ourselves are also in our journey, and our sanskars and all of the things that we have traveled through will influence. So yeah, supporting and being of service, we can, as an instrument, is what something one can practice, and then along with Baba, see what best we can support the soul to be. That's how I will see. Another point that Ushaban has mentioned, you need to have mercy, and he is under the influence to give good wishes. Can you explain, Ushaban, what you mean by this?
Om Shanti.
Yeah, Shanti.
No, what I meant is like we should feel merciful as that soul is under the influence of it to not make Baba, and so he's lacking that. So we have to give good wishes and pure feelings to that soul. And also I put it like that, if I can't, it's not under my control, I give it to Baba. Just like how Girija Ben said, and then so that Baba can, yeah. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you. Thank you, sister. Let's take one last sharing before we move on to meditation.
Yes, come करेंगे मतलब one minute.
Sanjay bhai, would you be sharing something?
Discussion that was going on. See, if we can think that we can change him, we can help him. Actually, fact is that we cannot help him. It is Baba is going to help. What that we feel, we should get connected with Baba, give him sakas. See, we are not going to change. We cannot do anything. We are just an instrument. So we have to be the instrument of Baba. For that, we have to get connected with Baba and give him sakas. Things will happen. And things happen like that one. Dadis have done like that. We have to do the same. We need not go in the details of what actually is going on. We just give sakas. Connected to Baba, we'll give sakas. Baba, key of all the locks. Solution to every problem. And you find that magic happens. I have seen several times in my life, and I just read a lot about Dadis and Baba. They're not going to understand that, not going for any stress management, nothing. Just giving sakas. Dadis used to speak very less. Used to talk very less. Just to give sakas. And magic has happened due to that. Only we children have come to Baba and we are with Baba. So we need not go in details. We need not go in very technically things which is going on in the world today. Just be connected with Baba, give him sakas. Things happen like that. Om Shanti.
Thank you, everyone.
Let's take a few moments of silence and experience all those points that Baba has mentioned today as to how to manage waste and weight. Om Shanti. With the practice of seeing our own actions on managing our physical and mental weight today as homework, we meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rakiben.